Next lesson. I have another triangle for you. Holy and behold. And it is even from the same man, Mr. Hubbard, the guy who wrote the Dianetics book. All right. You'll get many other people as an example from me here of what they did, and many other principles from other people, but there's two of them that just happen to be together. Another triangle. Okay, another triangle. Here we go. This time it's KRC. And when I do that in the seminar, I always ask what it means. And I usually get, well, reality, communication, and here some people don't know it. Some say, well, maybe that's knowledge. And it happens to be knowledge. Knowledge. However, this is not reality. This one is responsibility. Responsibility. That's what this one is. KRC. So what does C stand for? C stands for control. All right. Let me shed some light on here. Again, live marketing, business, and everything, how this thing works together. In order for you to go through life in any shape and form successful, just in any shape and form, you've got to have control. You cannot drive a car without being in control. And you do definitely want the other person to be in control too, the guy with the other car, the bigger car. Oh yeah, control. Can you possibly have control over your car without knowledge on how to drive it? Nope, not possible. You've got to have knowledge to be in control. A sales presentation. You got to know what you are doing. That's called control. And by the way, even though that might not be part of this whole series, in terms of sales, a person who is not in control of the sales presentation, of the communication cycle, remember before, like anyway, communicating, a person who is not in control of the communication cycle will lose the sales presentation. He will not make a sale, or yes, he will make the sale, but it will be a sale which loses money, or at least doesn't get the money you're supposed to get. All right? Part of the control there would be is the potential client, who is not a client yet, he's a prospect, always confused by people as my client. Did he give you money? No. Well, then he's not your client. He's a prospect. I don't want to lose my client. Well, wait a minute. Did he give you money? Did you already buy? No. Well, then you can't lose anything you don't have. Anyway, in order to communicate with a person, and guide him through of what's best for him or why your product is good for him, you need to be in control of the communication. You are the one who got to be asking the questions and guiding the question. That's called control. If you constantly only answer your prospects, this is important, but it's not part of this series. If you only answer your prospects' questions, I guarantee you, if you do make a sale, it'll be for little money. By little money, meaning you will sell your product for less money. You got to be in control. A person says, do you have this? Do you have it in red? How much does your machine weigh? How much does it cost? How long is your delivery? If you just keep always giving the answer and then, so to say, shut up and look at him, nothing's going to happen. Yeah? Somebody asks me, well, how long is your delivery? I would right away say, well, Mr. Prospect, when do you need it delivered? See? Controlling. Okay? So that's controlling the conversation. But that's not about this. Overall, we've got to be in control. How can you market if you don't know how to market? Can you be in control of attracting as many prospects as you possibly could attract if you do not know how to market? You can't. You can't. Can you fix a machine if you don't know how to fix it? You can't. What will give you the knowledge. Some teachers, some whatever, yeah, sure. But it will be your responsibility to get the knowledge. And this is where most of us are missing. The responsibility to get the knowledge needed for knowing what we need to know. Now let me elaborate on that a little bit. Because in most cases, most of us are stuck with a limited amount of knowledge, or at least with maybe a lots of knowledge in a limited amount of area. That might be a better way to express it. Meaning, you are a machinery manufacturer, you know all about manufacturing machines. And you know a tiny bit about other little things. And you know all about, let's say you make lots of money and you do well. But you also work 90 hours a week, and your wife complains that you're not enough home. And you say, well, honey, I'm doing that for us and the kids. I'm building a future. And you're right, of course you're right. And she knows that. But here's the problem. It is your irresponsibility, basically your lack of responsibility, that you find out and seek knowledges which would make it able for you to make as much money as you make, to have as good as a product as you have, to run as good as a company, if not better than you have now, while being home with your family much, much more. That's what it is. Yeah. It is our responsibility to get the knowledge we need so that we can be in control.